Brooks. My name is Heather Johnson, and I am here to tell you why I would be the perfect fit for the position to handle all of your acquisitions. A little bit about me. I graduated high school at Griffin High in Georgia in 1994, and then I immediately went to Georgia State University, where I graduated with a bachelor's in marketing in 1998. In 2005, well, let me back up. While I was in college, the last 2 years, my junior and senior year, I worked for a local mortgage division, United Bank Mortgage Division, handling or being a part of the team that handled the servicing for Freddie Mac loans. That gave me a great deal of experience on the financing end and as far as real estate and mortgages go. So when I went to get my real estate license in 2005, the financing course was a breeze for me. Thank goodness, because it's so hard for so many people. I got my real estate license in the summer of 2005 and joined Dora Jane Smith Realtors in January of 2006. Held my license there. Dora Jane Smith Realtors was a very, very, very successful local real estate company. I believe she had her license since the 60s. She did eventually pass away, and we had to relocate companies, but that is where, in 2007, I was given the opportunity to list properties for Fannie Mae. We already had a master listing agreement with Fannie Mae before the recession began, so we were, I guess you would say, fortunate enough to already have our foot in the door with them during a very bad time in the economy. Fannie Mae had a lot of demands and requirements that they put on all of their agents, which in turn made me a better realtor in the long run, and I'm very thankful for that. Amongst the things we had to do monthly marketing analysis on all of our properties. We had to assess new listed comps, new sold comps, even comps that may have been under contract, the days that they were on the market. We had to let them know what the unemployment rate was in the area compared to nationwide. We had to assess how many properties in the radius that we were dealing with, whether it be a mile or 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles. We had to let them know how many of those properties were investor owned and how many of those properties were owner occupant. We had to give them a range of values of the property that had sold for the least versus the property that had sold for the most, and what time frame was that in. Let's see here. We also were required to do, and all of this is all, of course, on a broker's price opinion, if I didn't already say that. We also had to assess the repairs, the damages of all of our properties, and as you know, many people damaged a lot of the properties that were being foreclosed, where they were being foreclosed on. We had to assess all those damages. We had then to, on the BPO, the broker's price opinion, we had to list out every single repair, whether it was a missing knob off the kitchen cabinets, all the way to a new roof, siding, whether the walls were gutted and all the sheetrock was ripped out. Many times the copper was stolen. It was nothing for the condensing unit to be gone. And it was nothing for the wiring to be ripped out of the walls. We had to assess all the repairs, from the biggest to the smallest. We put that on our BPO along with pictures, and then we sent it to Fannie Mae. If Fannie Mae wanted to sell the property in a repaired state, then they would request a repair bid, which we would send out to a local contractor, approved Fannie Mae contractor, get them to give us a repair bid. Then I would submit that to the repair team at Fannie Mae. If the repairs were approved, I would then almost act as a contractor to oversee all the repairs from start to finish, report to Fannie Mae as they were being done, how long it was taking, and then eventually sign off on all the repairs at the end. But they all had to be inspected, and that was our job. And so once the property was repaired, it was listed, and let's see, I've got my notes here. Oh, we also, backing up a little bit, we had to, on our broker's price opinion, we also had to assess and give an estimate of what we thought our property would sell for in as-is condition in 30 days, as is condition in 120 days, repaired condition in 30 days, and repaired condition in 120 days. And Fannie Mae did give us a quarterly report card, and we were graded as to how close we were after a property had sold, what the sales price was compared to what we estimated that it would be. So, unfortunately, we did do pretty well, and we never lost our contract with Fannie Mae. Let's see. Just in addition to all the experience that I have, I am extremely detailed. Anyone can tell you that. I'm very organized. I'm computer literate. It's easy for me to learn a new program. I've got extensive experience dealing with all the people involved in a real estate transaction, from the attorneys to the closers to the underwriters to the pest control people to the locksmith and everybody in between. Oh, and also I know how to research everything at the courthouse. You know, I always pulled the plats and the legal description, deeds, etc. for all of my properties. I'm not sure about here in the tri-state area, but in Georgia, we actually had a website we could pay for, so we didn't have to go to each courthouse for each county, which was great. And also, during my time in Georgia as a realtor, which I was always a member of the local board, which, of course, then by default you're a member of the Georgia Board of Realtors, and then by default you're a member of the National Board of Realtors. So during my time in Georgia, I earned I became a lifetime member of the $1 Million Club, in which you have to get $1 million worth of credit with 3 out of 5 consecutive years. And then I also gained my lifetime membership to the Multi-Million-Dollar Club, which you have to have $1 million worth of real estate credit. Or, excuse me, $2 million worth of credit, which means you ran $4 million worth of property, because you typically only got half, unless you were the listing and selling agent. And so I became a lifetime member of the Multi-Million-Dollar Club. That year, only one agent sold more than I did. So that pretty much sums it up, and I hope to hear from you soon.